Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. On today's episode we're going to be taking a look at this product here. This is the KINGBOLEN Ediag Elite OBD2 Diagnostic Tool. So we're going to dive in and talk about what this is versus the Ediag by KINGBOLEN and why you should be looking at this one instead of maybe that one. So hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, let's give this a test and see how it does. All right, everybody. Well, welcome back. So Paul here with a product review for you, and KINGBOLEN reached out to me once again. I've done a couple videos in the past with KINGBOLEN, and they've reached out to me to review this product here. Now, this is what they call the Ediag Elite. Now, if you're familiar with KINGBOLEN products, you probably know that they have a product also called the Ediag. In fact, I have that right here. So a little over a year ago, I actually reviewed this product, which was the KINGBOLEN Ediag. And even though this was a fantastic product, I think one of the limitations that people were having with it was the fact that it is a subscription-based OBD2 service, basically. So that means that you get lifetime updates on it. You always get the newest and greatest, diagnostic software and tools through this. And you just have to, unfortunately, after your first year, you have to pay for some of those tools and subscriptions to this product. Well, a lot of do-it-yourselfers out there are not really looking for something that they have to pay a subscription to or have to pay for specific diagnostic tools. And so if you're using it once or two or even 5 times a year, it can get kind of costly to have a subscription-based diagnostic tool. Now, if you're using this more for business or maybe a side hobby where you're using it once or twice a week, you may not be all that opposed to having a pretty advanced diagnostic tool, but you got to pay for some of the benefits and the extras that you get with it. So KINGBOLEN heard people's complaints and talked about it and said, well, let's get a tool that doesn't have those annual subscriptions. So they came out with the Ediag Elite. And so this tool is basically very similar to the Ediag, except you do not have a 1-year subscription, and then you have to pay for those tools after that. And so I'll kind of go over some of the things that it says on here, just so you're not aware of OBD2 diagnostic tools or how they work or whatever. We'll kind of go through some of the basics of, what it says on the box here, how it works, and then we'll dive into doing an actual test today, and I will show you how it connects to the phone just via Bluetooth, and you have to download the Ediag app onto your iOS or Android device. And then once you get that all installed and paired with the diagnostic tool here, then you'll be able to diagnose a vehicle if you have a check engine light or if you have a brake system issue. This tool should give you some of the knowledge that you might need to fix the issue or at least understand more about that issue. So let's go over, this is the box of the Ediag Elite. And so nice little box, looks really good. The product slides out from the bottom. We'll get to that in a little bit. But on the back here, it shows the OBD2 Diagnostic covers vehicles that support OBD2, which is 1996 and later vehicles. So we've been doing OBD2 now for 30 years almost. So if you have anything 95 and older, this will not work on the OBD1 systems. This is strictly OBD2. Complete and comprehensive analysis of your vehicle's health, supports full system OE level diagnosis. That's pretty generic. Offers multiple maintenance functions, save on unnecessary repairs costs, and reduce repair time significantly. I've used OBD tools my entire life working on my own vehicles, and I got to say that they've come a very long way over the years. And having a tool like this that's so small, compact, easy to carry around, pairs with your phone so you don't need a giant screen, just really convenient to have. And so these tools are really cool to have and can help you troubleshoot a lot of other issues. I can't tell you how many times a year I get people that come up to me and say, hey, you have a diagnostic tool, right? Can you scan my car real quick? And I scan their car and basically give them at least the advanced knowledge of this is what's wrong with it. This is what you probably have to do to get it fixed. Your choice whether or not you want to try to fix it or bring it to a mechanic. And then the last thing here, effortlessly resolve issues with bi-directional control, swiftly locate and fix faulty components. Pretty much what I was just saying. Really nice tool here. So we're going to go ahead and open this box. And as you can see, we get a nice little carrying case here with the OBD tool in it. And then underneath that are the instruction manuals here of how you get it paired to your phone, how do you get it set up, some of the things you have to do. You do have to activate this with your account. So when you download the eDiag app, you will have to sign in with an account. And then you'll have to basically give your email address, create a password. You'll have an account set up. I'll skip all that part of when I do mine because I've already done that part, but you'll be able to understand that first step pretty easily. So they do give you a nice little carrying case, which is actually kind of nice. So if you wanted to break it down to just this, throw it in your glove box, keep it in your car, just in case you want to take it with you on long road trips or whatever the case may be, you can do so. Unzip the case, and now we are greeted with the eDiag Elite. So here it is. So this is once again a KINGBOLEN eDiag Elite, not to be confused with the eDiag. This is their newer product that they have here. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to get this plugged in to this vehicle. So we're sitting in a 2017 Fiat 500e. This is actually an electric car. But we're going to plug this into the car and see what things we get with the eDiag app on our phone. And we'll see how well this works. So let's go ahead. Let's get it plugged into the vehicle. I'll show you how to do that. It should only take a few seconds. And then we will take a look from the phone perspective. So a pretty simple process here. Most vehicles will have your OBD2 port down in the lower left-hand corner underneath your dashboard, just to the left of your pedals here. Some cars can be different. Some cars actually hide it and tuck it underneath, so you might have to kind of sneak your head up under there and see if that's where it is, but that's pretty much where it is. And you want to make sure that you plug it in correctly so you can see how it's got a key to it. You just want to make sure that you take your eDiag Elite, plug it in that key direction, and you can hear it beeped already. We got a green light here that says it's pretty much ready to go. And now we're going to turn the car on and go from there. All right, so now that we got the eDiag Elite plugged into our OBD2 port of our vehicle, what we're going to do is we're going to just start the vehicle here. So we're just going to turn the key, get the key on. Sometimes you could just turn the key to the on position. Sometimes they recommend that depending on what you're doing. Other vehicles, you might actually have to start the vehicle depending on what you're trying to accomplish there. And then what we're going to do on this side is we are going to go into the eDiag app. So once again, you want to download the eDiag app from the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store, whatever it's called. And we will go ahead and go through this process of seeing what we need to do. So we open up the eDiag app, as you can see here. In the top right corner, you see that little plus button. So we're going to hit that plus button there, and that will give us the option to add another one. So you can see I have one there already, but we're going to go click add, and it says view the activation code in the manual. So in the manual itself, it actually does have this little QR code that you can activate yours with. So we're going to hit the little scan button, and we're going to say scan that. All right, once we scan the QR code, it says, congratulations, binding successful. Please visit store in 1 minute. Pull to refresh the page, then download the software you need. All right, cool. So we're going to hit installed already, I guess. And then I think what we're going to do here is we're going to go into, so let's go down to the store. And here in the store, you can see all the different softwares that you have, and then you could download this. And once again, it's, this is not going to cost you anything to use this product. It doesn't have the same subscription-based diagnostic software as the other one, the eDiag. And so we could see here, it says Fiat Abarth Alfa Romeo. We're going to click open there. And now it's downloading that diagnostic software. So what it does is it downloads the diagnostic software specific for your vehicle, because every vehicle might have very specific protocols that it wants to read or to see in order to understand. Now it's saying, do you want to connect? Bluetooth pairing request. We're going to say, yeah, pair. So now it is pairing with that dongle. So now the light just went from green to blue, and now it is connected to our eDiag Elite. So pretty easy. You don't have to do any, go into your setting of your phone and connect to the Bluetooth. It all gets done through the app itself. And okay, now it gives us automatically search, manually select, or help information. Let's hit automatically search. Let's see what that does. So now it is communicating once again, most likely communicating with the vehicle. And what it's doing is it's saying, okay, I need to read the VIN number. I need to understand what this vehicle is. And here you could see we got the vehicle. So it came up with a 2017 500. That's fine. We're just going to hit OK to basically confirm that that's correct. And now it's going to be loading some of this information here. So here we have functions: health report, system scan, system selection. So let's do a health report. Start from the top. And you want to quick test your system automatically? Sure, let's hit OK. And now it looks like it's given us a 100% bar here. And let's see, BCM, find fault code. It looks like it did find a fault code on the body control module. ABS, vehicle tracking module, instrument panel cluster, occupant restraint, power steering. So it's come up with all these modules, and it's given us the option to see those systems. And so I want to click the body control module and see what it says. So let's click on that. Once again, communicating with that so we could get the information from it. And let's see what the results are. All right, so we're going to hit read fault code here. And it looks like it's a random code, a P0100. So we can do, obviously, a search for that. So let's click search. And here it just pulls up a Google. And it indicates a problem with the mass airflow sensor. That is quite hilarious that it's showing a fault code for a mass airflow sensor, since this car does not have a mass airflow sensor. So this might be one of those things where it might suspect that this car is a Fiat 500 and not a Fiat 500e. And that could be due to the fact that because this was built on a Fiat 500 platform, that might be why we're getting that. Not a big deal. It's just one of those weirdness with the type of vehicle we're doing this in. But very interesting to see nonetheless. So we could see a couple other things here. We have the module information. We can clear the memory, the fault memory, if we want to clear the code out. Read a data stream. So I guess if you get like real-time information from that module, which could be helpful if you're trying to determine or troubleshoot. And an actuation test. So in certain situations, you can actually send data to the car to basically toggle that module. So for instance, if you have like an electronic e-brake, for instance, a parking brake, you can actually set the parking brake from this app and then release it from this app as well. So you're actually kind of doing this, testing the functionality of that. So, and that could help if you're trying to test if maybe the button is bad, like the parking brake button, versus you know, the electronic motor that pulls down that parking brake. So that's why you would have that functionality here. So let's go back a little bit. And once again, we're going to process here. And I'm going to go back again because I want to see system scan. So let's see what system scan does differently than the health test. So now we are scanning all of these modules, and it's basically just telling us that these are all equipped in our vehicle. Let's just click on one of them. Let's do electric power steering. Let's see if that does anything for us. So once again, it's communicating back to the vehicle, and this should be pulling up some information on the power steering module. So we're right back into a similar menu here. Let's click module information. Let's just, for the heck of it, let's click read data stream. Now you can read all the data streams that you absolutely want. So pretty cool, actually. This might actually require the vehicle to actually be started up and running. But let's just click battery voltage. Let's click on that and see what that says. There we go. We have our battery voltage. So it shows that we're at 14.4 volts right now on our 12-volt battery. Really cool. We could see we have a chart system here if we click on that icon. So now we're getting a real-time chart so we can watch it do real-time data from that battery. Really cool. Let's go back and try, which one could we potentially see here? Let's try, I don't know what this absolute position is. Let's see what that does. All right, and as you can see here, we have this information about our steering wheel. So you can see that we're at 19.5 degrees because the wheel's currently sitting at about 2 o'clock. And if we turn the wheel just a little bit, you can see that it changes the degrees of the wheel. That's really cool. I don't want to turn it too much because I don't want to dry turn it. But, and then you could see that on this graph. So you can start making a graph, and then you could turn the wheel and it updates in real time in the degrees. That is really kind of cool. So just another part of this that's really interesting that can help you during a specific diagnostic, like maybe you're trying to, maybe align the wheel properly. All right, so I've gone back to the main menu now, and we can see the All Systems Diagnostic, which is what we were just doing. And then you can see we have maintenance functions. So if we click on maintenance functions, we can see all the maintenance stuff that you need to reset. So like, if you have a car that has the naggy, change your oil light, and then after you change your oil, you have to reset that light. Sometimes you can't do it manually. You have to do it through a diagnostic tool. Well, you have the oil maintenance reset. You have the electric throttle relearn, ABS bleeding, brake reset, TPMS reset, sunroof reset. So maybe one day I'll need that on this car if I need to reset my sunroof for some reason. Adaptive front lighting. So you can see that there's a lot of different other softwares on here as well that you can download and use for your car if it's applicable. So really nice to see that too. So really this video is just to scratch the surface on what the eDiag Elite can actually do. Obviously, you're going to use this tool for a very specific reason for your vehicle in order to get the maximum out of this tool. I can just show you the basics of what I can do with it just by scanning this vehicle, showing you a couple of different modules that you can scan and look at and kind of get an idea of exactly what you can do with it. But really, it's hard for me to show you exactly what this tool is capable of. But you can kind of get an idea from seeing all the functionality in the app, seeing all the cars that are listed. Obviously, there's a ton of different cars. It pretty much works for every make and model in, the US specifically, I could speak for. But pretty much this can do everything that you would probably need it to do as a do-it-yourselfer like myself who works on cars on occasion, helps people out. I could scan the car, give them the information they need to be able to fix their car, or maybe I fix the car for them depending on what exactly it is. And these tools are a very small price to pay to get a lot of information out of your vehicle as far as I'm concerned. And so if you're looking for a decent diagnostic tool that can give you plenty of diagnostic information about your car, check engine lights, or any other troubleshooting lights, it looks like it pretty much can handle most of that. If you're looking for a tool that is portable, easy to use, can pair with your smartphone, if you're looking for something like that, I think the eDiag Elite is really good. I think what makes this tool even better than the previously mentioned eDiag is the fact that now you're not worrying about subscription services. You're not worrying about so much of that additional overhead just to run a quick diagnostic on your vehicle. There are some things that the eDiag can do that the eDiag Elite cannot, and for that, this makes the eDiag tool a little bit more heavily featured, and so you can get some more information from this tool versus the eDiag Elite, which is more or less for the do-it-yourselfers like myself, and you just need a quick troubleshooting of a vehicle, get some information, but never have to worry about subscribing to a service or paying for additional features or whatever the case may be. One-time fee, you buy the tool, you have a lifetime of being able to use this tool to get the job done. And so for that, I think KINGBOLEN did a pretty good job of coming out with a tool after listening to people, and people are saying, hey, I don't want to pay a subscription, or I don't want to pay individually for these other, tools. I just want something that can do the basics and give me everything that I need so I can do the tasks that I need to do just once or twice a year. I have a few cars that I need to troubleshoot occasionally, maybe help a friend out or two. And I think that's where the eDiag Elite comes in. Anyway, I'd like to thank KINGBOLEN for reaching out to me for doing this review. Once again, I'm pretty thrilled with their products. I think they have really good ideas, but more importantly, I think they're listening to the people. I think they're listening to people who say, I don't want to pay more every single year. And I think they did a good job of listening to the people to get this product out that a lot of people would rather use versus a more advanced tool that you have to pay more for. Anyway, thanks KINGBOLEN for sending this out. I appreciate it. Thanks all of you for watching this video. If you have any very specific questions about, will this work for this vehicle? Will this work for that? Reach out to KINGBOLEN and reach out to them and ask them if this will work for you, for your specific vehicle, for your specific module. They'll have all the information needed to be able to give you that answer. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all again for watching today's episode, and we'll see you on the next one. And remember, welcome to the future. Welcome to tech motoring. We'll see you soon.